Hey everybody, thanks for coming to dance with me. I'm Laura and today we're going to talk about barrel turns, which are some of my most favorite turns. They are so zippy.
In this video we'll cover basic barrel turn with the leader's left hand, follower's right hand, the basic barrel turn with the leader's right hand, follower's left hand, some technique about making the turn a slow step through or a fast triple step, and some ways to think of making up your own variations.
For this video, I'll be following and my friend Hussain Jaffery will be leading. I feel like of all the leads I dance with, he seems to love the barrel turn as much as I do. But first, Patreon. Thank you people of Patreon for helping to make this video free for everyone in the world, including people like you. And if you want to help them, it's a voluntary subscription and the link is in the description. Now, a barrel turn is a basic move. So basic it has a name, meaning that you can lead and follow it a number of different ways. So we're gonna start with two barrel turns that I feel are the most basic, meaning they both have basic 6-count rhythm, step, step, triple step, triple step. The leader and the follower trade places, and they both go over the leader's left side. First, here's a version with the leader's left, follower's right from a few different angles. Now here's a video with the leader's right, follower's left from a few different angles. Now that you've looked at it, let's break down some technique. Here are some things that Hussain and I do that make things a little bit easier for us. Let's start with some basic ideas.
You can see we're both going under the arm at the same time. Hussain is planning ahead and getting out of my way on 2, or the step of the rock step. When the turn's done, he gets back on my line. We're turning super close to each other. I'm trying to cut a really efficient line. Hussain is trying to make this more comfortable for me, the party who doesn't know the turn is about to happen, by trying to keep the hands closer to my head. You can see his elbow is almost over his head. The path of the hands kind of makes a vertical circle. You can see the beginning of the turn kind of goes down before it travels up and over our heads. Additionally, Hussain and I are keeping our arms relaxed throughout the turn so the arc of our hands stays smooth and our own arm tension doesn't accidentally create a jagged edge. This is important for turns, but also just about any lead. Set up the momentum, then get out of its way.
These are some pretty snappy turns, and followers, if you don't already know how to turn on your own, it's going to be difficult for your leader to know how to turn you. So I have a full, very old, very pregnant video of me explaining solo turn technique in the description, but here's the TLDR.
When you're turning down the line, step down the line as though you're on a tightrope. You can see each of my steps furthers my progression along that narrow path. On a basic level, I'm trying to keep my whole body in line so my feet and my hips and my shoulders all stay together. This allows each step to be a half turn, so when I step with my right shoulder is pointing down the line. When I step with my left shoulder is pointing down the line.
Check out my old pregnant video of more turn technique and drills, but know that turning is a process. If you're new to turning, you're probably going to have to practice a lot, and that is fine and normal and, in my opinion, super fun. In that old video, you can see how my rate of turn affects my footwork, aka am I doing a triple step or a step-step. Segue to a different way of doing barrel turns. There is a totally legitimate and fun version of this where I just walk through. My footwork is step, 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 step. First, let's check out a version with the leader's left, follower's right, and then we'll see how Hussain and I lead and follow the difference. Now let's check them out side by side.
What do you see? You can see the walkthrough version is visibly slower. The triple step is done by 4. The walkthrough isn't done until 5. This makes sense given my footwork.
For me, so much turn technique is about building an awareness. Where is your body in space? How does your arm connect to your body? I try to relax, imagine that every turn is slow, and let my hand kind of drag me around as though I'm on the zippiest pair of roller skates you ever did see.
I'm keeping my arm in the same orientation with my body and feet. You can see my arm never crosses over my face. In the walkthrough version, my arm is turning slower, so the turn is slower, so my footwork is slower, hence the walk instead of the triple step. In both the fast and slow versions of the barrel turn, after the rock step, Hussain's hand isn't between us, it's slightly out to the side. That helps keep my arm connected to my body and prepares me for the turn. To comfortably make the faster triple step version, I prefer a specific timing for the leader's arm.
Just because it's faster doesn't mean that it's more forceful. Please, don't make it more forceful. I feel like both of these turns are very, very light, even from the initiation. When I teach this, a mnemonic I use for the leader's arm is rock, aw, shucks, where the leader's arm comes out and then zips through. Rock, aw, shucks. Kind of an idea for timing.
That shucks is the bottom part of the vertical circle we were talking about earlier. That is the part that has all of the steam. After that amazing setup, you sit back and admire your excellent work. Look at that turn go by.
Rock, aw, shucks.
For the walkthrough, it feels much more even and chill. No moment of zip, rock, step, move on through. So chill.
Time passes. You practice. Now that you have some comfortable barrel turns, let's talk about how you make up new exciting variations. First and most obvious, we have these two very traditional handholds. Leaders left to followers right, leaders right to followers left. But can you do the barrel roll with cross hand the other way, both hands crossed? And any other combination you can think of? Something Hussain said he thinks about is who does more turning during these turns. You can see in the original, I do most of the turning. Now check out these versions where he does most of the turning. Notice his footwork is pretty significantly changed, and I think that's fine. He could force the basic footwork, but this is a variation. It feels better for his feet to do something else, so he does something else. You try it out, see what your feet want to do. You can also think about taking a tuck turn and transforming it into a barrel turn.
Do you do beautiful tuck turns but wish for something more?
There's gotta be a better way.
Try adding a barrel turn.
I love tuck turns. I just thought this would be funny. Now here are a million versions of the barrel turn that we do not have enough time to teach in this video, but feel free to break them down on your own. You can always use that gear icon in the bottom right to slow things down so you can figure it out at your own pace. hope you had fun and learned a lot. If you did, click like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. If you like the music, it's the Brooks Prumo Orchestra, and you can find a link to it in the description below. And half the money that I get from this channel goes towards organizations that support African diasporic artists and art to honor the culture that Lindy Hop comes from. And the best way to learn how to dance is to dance.